Alright, what's up yins guys? Time for another video. I know I did a video like this already and it covered the collective mob or group or special interest group. Uh, why you don't follow it as your authority and my definition of true sovereignty and being a true sovereign citizen uh, that has nothing to do with that Wikipedia definition. Alright, I covered that and the gay thing as far as a group. But I'm doing a separate video that I promised already, uh, separate from the group. I already told you about being the group. The hell with the group. I have the attitude, whatever floats your boat, if you're not bothering me. But if you think I'm going to take any part of my life, any part of my personal life to coddle you or be indoctrinated by you, no way. I say no way. I say fuck you. And if yeah, you think that the whole world revolves around you and all that happy horseshit, no. I, I already said before, not my attitude in personal sovereignty is I'm too busy with my own life to even dream of taking any of my time and precious time to persecute you, but I'm not obligated or no government law you rally to with your collective group to tell me that I have to take any of my personal life to read any silly books or to change any of my personal life or take any time of my personal life to suit you. No, it's not going to happen. I already know that, but this particular video is about why, in my opinion, anybody who identifies as a sovereign citizen is not gay. But I can say in parentheses, maybe there's some exceptions if some other group that is some other person or couple that is gay, they don't go with that collective group. They just want to be on their own and they don't want to be bothered with that shit either. Maybe in that respect, yes, they can be gay in that respect. But somebody like me or anybody else, like, keep in mind in parentheses, I said in the beginning, you know, I don't believe in persecuting anybody either or harming anybody. But my reason for saying somebody that identifies as a type of sovereign citizen is not gay is somebody who claims their own sense of sovereignty and self-esteem, okay, has no desire to follow another man around like a little bitch, okay, and has no desire to have any. They also have no desire to have another man following them around like a little bitch. And if they have issues like that, that means they have control issues. So that's why I don't go for that shit either. I don't want no other man following me around like a little bitch. And I know there's particular people that are gay. Oh, they like that shit. They want. It's not an affectional preference like I say politely. When I call it I'll call this an affectional. I politely call it an affectional preference if you're gay and you're not bothering me. You're some people down the street, a couple that's gay. Doesn't bother anybody, don't bother me, and it's an affectional preference. But in some cases, if you covertly dislike me, I'll say it that is a polite way of telling you go fuck yourself in a polite way. I'm like that too. But if somebody, like I say, for example, they don't bother anybody and they can in a way be gay and claim a sense of sovereignty, say if they don't join the bullshit that goes on in a collective rainbow mob, you know, they want to be left alone, and yes, in some cases you can claim that. But, and I can argue too, if that floats your boat, you wouldn't treat the significant other like he's supposed to be following you around like a little bitch, you know, or you don't want to follow another dude around like a little bitch. And hey, if you treat each other equally, even though it's not my thing, I can play ball with you there, you know what I'm saying? But my rule also is like the other video I talked about when I said about the collective mobs, the special interest groups. then the rule applies here when I said it in a special video. Um, just because they're a collective mob and now rallying the government tells me anything beyond common sense of what I said. I'm not going to persecute you, but I'm not required by anybody, even though you try to get government law to force me to. I'm not obligated to. I'm not obligated to take any of my personal life to call to you, but I am not. I'm not with that. Oh, somebody's supposedly gay. Or do any kind of commit an aggravated assault, then that's a violation of their rights right there. That's the way that should be. Anything beyond basic claiming your own identity as a sovereign citizen means, you're not going to violate somebody else's rights either, because then something else could rightly come back out on you too. If you're going to go assault or harass somebody, but nobody should do that to anybody. That's the point. But so basically my thing is, if somebody else a certain way, it floats their boat. That's the way I see it. I don't see following another man around like a little bitch and having them calling all the shots. And I actually said in videos, I compared that to a non-gay scenario where there's two dudes, going somewhere to a bar drinking to go look for chicks. You can have that best buddy or best friend. You're following him around like a little bitch, always calling the shots, and maybe you're always paying for the things even though you're going out to look for chicks. I made fun of certain ones out there in my younger days, even though they can kick my butt. Like, you see that around from when you were in school, the ones that are not gay, or when you get older, that other dude that's not gay, right? And they want to, you go to some bar by yourself, or some kind of thing, which I think it's a waste of time, and you have some stupid ass friend, he wants you to come drinking with him. You're following him around like a little bitch. You might as well be that way. And so anyway, I'm talking about, if you got that far in this video too, straight people. It's like, I'm not saying it's not okay to have a best friend you hang with too. And then a lot of cases, everybody had one, and they, a lot of them in our society got married in straight relationships. Find chicks who get married, two guys go into a bar. I'm not saying it's anything wrong. Some of them maybe have successful relationships and get married. They met in a bar or something. But the lifestyle that some of these people lead, say, is when I was out of high school with different people that I knew, or you work in this warehouse environment, right, where you get, nothing wrong with going to a bar. Some people do that, go somewhere, have a beer, or someplace that serves food and stuff like that. But then if, for example, my sense of identity as a sovereign person or sovereign citizen recognizes, okay, nothing wrong with drinking beer. You drink beer at home, or you go have a beer and a burger. But then you're in a habit of going to bars. In my moral and social scope, it attracts other dudes that may want to buddy up with you. You end up paying for the drinks all the time, and that goes beyond having some best friend like you were in school or something, that you don't have no life, and then all of a sudden you're supposed to be following them around like a little bitch or whatever, even if you're at the bars or looking for women or whatever too. You get somebody else calling the shots, and if you're somebody that your life revolves around nothing but the bar and going somewhere drinking, and then looking just to, both of you going just to, go get drunk and get laid, usually you're following some other guy around like a little bitch. You don't have no life of your own, or don't have a desire to have a life of your own if you're following some other person around. And then, like that, you might as well be gay and people think you're gay. You know what I mean? And there's people in my younger days that I've pissed off saying, and that there's people that can kick your ass. There, maybe even that bullied you, couple people that bullied you back in high school. You know that you see them out of high school and they're still living, hanging together, the same lifestyle, right? You get your ass kicked for saying that, but just because they can kick your ass, you get that one that can also kick your ass that's following the other one that can kick your ass around like a little bitch. And yeah, you can get your ass kicked for that, but that's the truth. You know what I mean? So I'm not singling out gay people because of this, but it's kind of a weird, ironic, laughable truth that you could go on about. But anyway, either way you put it, gay or straight, there's a point where you don't have no personal self-esteem, and you're this sovereign citizen thing, which I am say to disagree with that Wikipedia definition. My identity is a sovereign citizen, and one that you should have identity for too, means having your own sense of self-esteem. It doesn't mean you're not allowed to have a best friend if you had a best friend in high school, or if you're gay and it floats your boat. All I'm saying is, don't be the one that's always following the other around like a little bitch, and then expecting the government to intervene every time somebody hurts your feelings. I mean, hell, I had people call me names back in high school or whatever, even people that look like me. Same thing, because I didn't follow along with all kind of shit. I mean, do you see me rallying the government just because somebody says that hurts my feelings? You know, I have a fuck you attitude right off the bat. You know what I mean? But yeah, and I'm also the one, unlike other people that looked like me. I grew up getting my first lease in my own name and my first job out of minimum wage. I was the type of hippie rich that was leather jacket stereos, like having a Cadillac, you know what I mean? I was not the hippie rich that's also stoner rich, and plus you got people that get haircuts and all the time too, that you worked in warehouses next to, that they're there because they're stoner rich and they're alcoholic stoner rich and shit like that. So there's a sense of sovereignty that I don't have to keep going on in a video about that's self-explanatory in that category too, even though I could do a separate video about it anyway. But yeah, it's making up your own mind in this ridiculous world, and not following somebody else around or following some crowd around like a little bitch, and just because everybody else is this way or this way in your crowd, you're being intimidated. Every aspect of your whole lifestyle, because of what a whole group is or whatever, because it's what do you call it, with it or everybody else doing it, you're being intimidated into it.